So the next stage of this painting, so we've got the squirrel that we're working on. I'm trying my camera in a slightly different position, so I hope that that's working okay. We're going to do a bit more to the background, so what I'm going to do is get a big brush full of water and very quickly wet the left hand side. So you're not putting any pressure on the brush with this, and I'm just going to check that I've wet that completely. I can come a little bit round between here. Probably should have gone into a slightly smaller brush around here. Now, if you've got any watermarks, it's at this moment you can flatten them out a little bit. So if I choose to, I could just jiggle the brush back and to where I've got that watermark and that little watermark, and they will soften out. But it's not crucial because I'm going to bring some darker colour in, and what I've done is I've got the sap green and ultramarine again, and I'm going to work some sort of darker tones into this back section. It's quite dark up here, probably could have made this mix very slightly thicker. There's some little bits of sort of lines going on in here. Something and nothing, it will go into a sort of suggestion of something. I've got some burnt umber that I'm going to introduce as well. There's some little brown bits, a little bit of brown up here. So it doesn't want to be any great detail, and then we're going to come round the corner and wet this side as well. So that side's still quite wet. We're now wetting this side. Try not to drip into the colour that we've already done. And again, taking this sap green, I'm very slightly run out of colour. Let me just try and make a little bit more quickly. So this is sap green with ultramarine in, not too much of the ultramarine. And a little bit of dark up here, that's a better tone. This will close off this corner. And again, rinse brush out, a little bit of this burnt umber again, maybe a little bit darker. So we've got a little bit of something going on in here. So there's some streaks and that sort of thing going on in there. And I can just dab on my tissue to lift out any excess. If I've gone over an edge, just squeeze your brush out completely to take it out. Got an excess there, again, don't want to leave that, that will form a watermark. Dab on your brush into that, and I've got a little excess over here, dab on your brush into your edge. I'm just checking a little bit here. And this is okay, there's not much going on down here, so I can take some off here. And that gives you the suggestion of something going on. It's just beginning to bring some shape in, and we can put some dry brush over this later. We're also going to make a little bit of ultramarine with burnt umber. And this is going to be dry brush, so dab in your paint and then wipe off. And you're going to drag the brush sideways through this bottom area. So dab in your paint and then dab off a little bit before you go on, because that gives you that hit-miss dry brush effect. And we will be putting a shadow at some point under the squirrel. A little bit more paint on there than I needed. Just gently. If you're not sure if you've got too much paint on your brush, just test it on a tester before you start. So we're beginning to get a little bit of dark tone overlying the pale tone, and that gives you texture, and that's your next bit.